All right, so I want to go over just one of the examples of a workflow we created to utilize the auto campaigns specifically. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Ultimately, all you need to do is tag a contact with a specific tag, right? Something that's listed in the ClearTalk software. On the auto campaign, it'll search for that tag. As soon as that tag gets added, it will call. Right? So if, for example, in our campaign in ClearTalk in the software, we had a campaign that was looking for CT rehash. As soon as this tag gets added, moving through this workflow, it'll get called by the ClearTalk software. Now, diving into this workflow specifically, what we have is any form that's submitted. It's going to submit. It's going to move through here. We're going to check to see if an appointment was already booked, just in case it's in like a funnel that has a calendar at the end that they could book themselves. We just give it a minute. Sometimes you don't want to wait at all, so you could even put a tag, right here, right, as long as it's between certain hours, sort of thing. But let's assume you don't change it. You'll move down here. No appointments booked. We'll now check to see the time. If it's Friday after 3 p.m., it'll move straight over here, right, or even Saturday, just any time after that. And then the rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if a lead comes in, moves through here, it's going to go here, start the campaign at 10 a.m., which again, you can come in and adjust these, right? If you want this to be at a different time, maybe you come in, put 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever the time is, in a different time frame here. But this is just controlling when the contacts get tagged and ultimately when the contacts get called. Right? This function, let's say you have a list that you're rehashing. Maybe a bunch of leads just came in and you want to dump a listing. What you'll do is you'll input the list into Go High Level, make sure that they get added to this workflow, and then set the drip function so that you're calling however many you want at a time. Right? If you want to call more than 10 every minute, you'll set this differently. Right? If you want to call 20 a minute or 20 every 2 minutes, it's all customizable, so you can set it up however you want. And then again, it's just going to verify that it's happening at the correct time, right? We don't want the drip function to happen too late. It happens at night, and then it takes a while to drip all the way through, and then it gets tagged and gets called. So we're just making sure we're calling at the right time. Then it'll get tagged, and then this will trigger off the call. What happens after that is we add a number to a counter. So we have a custom value that's constantly going up in value. And basically, it'll repeat that same action you saw up here, right, with a 20-minute wait in between, which again, you can customize. And then it'll move down and it'll add a call attempt, right? So if it's called once, it'll add another, it'll show up as being called twice. And then the reason we do this is you can basically get to 24 call attempts and then remove it from the workflow. Right? So if it's been more than 24 call attempts, it'll be removed from the workflow and assigned to a user, which again, you don't even have to use this. That's just how we have it set up. Now going into the ClearTalk software, you're going to navigate to the auto campaign section. And this is obviously creating one, not viewing your existing ones. And then you're going to select an agent, right, whatever it is. We'll just do test. Always make sure you hit display. If you don't hit this, it won't work. So hit display. And then you're going to choose a name for the campaign. Maybe we want to call this CT rehash. Then we're going to select from our list of tags, which CT rehash is in there. Should be. This is actually a different account, but if you're using the same Go High Level account and it's tied to the same ClearTalk, we're pointing it in the same account, you'll see all your existing tags in there. So, but you'll select whatever tag it is, CT lead setter maybe, and then you'll select a tag that you're adding after it. Right, so after it's called, maybe we want to say CT lead setter called. So we know that it's moved through the workflow and it's been called at least once. Then this is a daily limit. You don't have to use it, but let's say you don't want to spend more than $50 a day. Then you'll set this. These are dispositions you want to call back. So even though we're already controlling this in our workflows, this is just a second safety measure. If your workflow goes down or something, you can make sure that you're only calling back voicemails and follow-ups. Right? So this is what you're calling back. For this is just, again, another safety feature. It's selecting the time that you'll allow these calls to go through. Right? So we want to always try to be really careful about calling outside of legal calling hours. So for this, you could select AM. Just say we want to stop calling at 6:30 p.m. And then we can just push this to all of them. Remove the days we don't want. Change the hours, maybe on a weekend. And then we will create our campaign and it would be live from here. So that's how we create an auto campaign.